Hello, 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 everyone. This is Dr. Leslie Rogers with Mental Health Talk. How is everyone doing? The goal of this session is to continue to spread dialogue around mental health and mental well-being. So today, our special guest is Ronald Winky Wright. Woo! How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. What's up, my girl?
Good. Ronald Winky Wright, light middleweight world champion who holds an undisputed title at that weight. Total fights 58, wins 51, 6 losses. Wow, what an amazing journey. How are you doing? Welcome. Welcome to Mental Health Talk.
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Good, good. Guys, Winky and I have known each other for years. We grew up living across the street from each other. I used to chase him around the neighborhood, and I ain't gonna tell y'all what I used to do to him, but he was afraid of me.
Yeah, right. Crazy. You was crazy. That's all it was.
I was crazy.
Y'all was that much bigger than me. That's all it was. I was just really little then. You know what I'm saying?
You were little. So
yeah, I see one of my friends must have Claudia Jordan just face. She wanted I guess advocate for mental health.
Oh, cool. Hi. Let us know that you're in. Click on and say hello so that we can know that you're in the room with us. Yes, Winky and I grew up together. We lived right across the street from each other. A whole neighborhood of us were support systems for each other and watched each other grow up. And you end up moving away. And
yeah. I moved. Yeah, I did my 10th grade year at HD Woodson, and then we moved to Florida, and I was terribly upset with that. I was like, man, I don't want to leave DC, but that was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Really?
Yes, you know what I'm saying. I was able to come to Florida and start boxing, and meet a lot of different people, do a lot of different things. Because as you know, going to DC is all about DC. Very rarely people leave the neighborhood. They don't want to go nowhere. They don't want to experience things. So by me coming to Florida, I was able to experience a lot of different things. And like I said, it got me into boxing, and the rest is history.
Good. I would have never guessed that you were gonna grow up to be a boxer. What made you grow up to be a boxer of all things?
I always liked it. I just always liked to fight, move. I always liked boxing. I like watch Sugar Ray Leonard and stuff like that. And like Patches and Irk and all them knew that I always liked to do stuff. I always liked to imitate them and jump rope and do all these little things. And eventually I got my chance.
I know, because we used to play tag all the time around there.
Chase, we used to call it Chase. It used to be Chase, ain't no tag. Chase.
Tag your head. Right. So let me tell you, I didn't know. I knew you as Winky, right? But you grew up as Ronald Wright. Ronald,
yeah, I know
Wright,
it.
right? And so I didn't even know you were Winky until you started Ronald Wright until you were boxing. I always thought you were actually Ronald Tabron.
Yeah, it was that. So yeah, that was the thing. I grew up in DC as Ronald Tabron, and then when I moved to Florida, they make you go buy your birth certificate. So my birth certificate, it was Ronald Wright. So I had to change everything to Ronald Wright, and I had to get used to that myself. And it was just crazy, but eventually it kind of worked out because Winky Wright worked better than Winky Tabron. You get what I'm saying?
Right. What were struggles trying to become a boxer? It had to have been struggles. Was it difficult to become a boxer?
I wouldn't say it was difficult to become a boxer. It was difficult to become a good boxer, become a champion. Put it that way. It was difficult to become a champion. You had a lot of obstacles in your way. You had a lot of people trying to stop you. You had a lot of things going against you. But if you wanted to achieve your final goal, you had to push through them, and that's what I did. I was lucky to have a great support system. My grandparents, they always surrounded me and made sure I had everything I needed. My family, and then the friends I met when I moved down here. You know what I'm saying? I was very good at meeting the right people at the right time. When I moved here, I met a great support cast of people, and they helped me, and they helped me stay out of trouble, and they pushed me to stay into the gym and to work hard at what I wanted and to achieve what I accomplished.
Yeah, and I think I read somewhere that Don King wouldn't work with you initially. How was that? Yeah.
Well, it was more like, you know, at one time, you know, at one time I was like undefeated. I was like 25-0 or something like that. And, you know, I couldn't get none of the big promoters to work with me. So, you know, before I got to 25, no, I couldn't get none of the big promoters working with me. So I had to go overseas and start fighting. You know what I'm saying? I went overseas and started boxing over there and started winning and winning. Now, instead of just becoming a household name in America, I was becoming a worldwide household name overseas. But, you know, at the end of the day, I live in America, so I wanted to be known in America. So I had to come back here, and I always told my friends that one day, you know what I'm saying, we used to go to the fights in Vegas and watch Tyson and all them, Holyfield and all them, and be like, one day y'all gonna be coming here to watch me. My name gonna be on that billboard. My face gonna be up there, and they're like, yeah, whatever, you know, you kicking, they like, yes, whatever. But it happened, so you know, it was good.
It sounds like despite your struggles, you weren't going to give up.
Oh, you can't give up. Giving up, hey, like I say, you got to always think about a failure ain't nothing but a learning experience. So you learn from whatever you fail from, and then you try to not do it again, and try to do it a different way that you can move forward by doing it. So I looked at everything in my career, even when they cheated me, even when, you know, I know I won the fights and I know I should get more money. I knew this, knew that, but my entire end game was to become a world champion, to become a household name, become, you know, make money, and that's what I did.
And that's what you did. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Julio Cesar Vasquez was your first loss, right?
Yes, yes. And my first loss, and my, you know, that was a great learning experience. Like I said, once again, that loss was a great learning experience because I think I had one of the worst days ever by not being there. I was over there training in Europe for a month, which I never did. I usually would go over there a week before the fight and train and then fight. But we went over there for a month. So I was training over there. I had wore my boxing shoes down. So what I did was get a new sole put on the bottom of my shoes, and you know that sole wasn't working with the ring. It kept making me slip and slide. But no excuses, you know. I went out there. I couldn't really get my balance. I
Yeah.
fought a great fight. I lost, and look, it was like, okay, I know if I can fight this champion on my worst day and give him everything that he wanted. Wait till I'm on my good day. I'm gonna hurt him. So you know that was my mindset. Look, I fought and I did good on my worst day. Now y'all gonna see me on my best day, and I'm gonna win. And that's what I did. I just started putting in more work, train harder, and continue to, you know, strive to be the champion.
Winky, how does losses impact your like self-confidence or self-esteem?
It just depends, you know. If you some fighters, they take a bad loss by, you know, like getting beat up or getting knocked out, or you know, just where you know, that's a bad loss, and that could affect some fighters. But for me, it was more of, I knew that if I wasn't slipping, I would have beat him easily. So my mindset was, okay, next time this will never happen again. I would make sure I had the right equipment. I'll make sure that I'm prepared, and that's what I did. So it didn't bother me. It was more like, okay, I lost. Everybody lose. Now let's come back and show that, you know, mistakes happen.
Right, absolutely. So let's go back a little bit. When you moved to Florida, again, when we grew up, it was Winky and Weenie, right? You guys were
Yeah, yeah,
right, right.
yeah.
And you moved to Florida, that was your first experience to a tragedy.
By Weenie being killed, you know, especially being killed down here, and I just turned professional, and you know, it was like he like a brother to me. You know, as you know, we grew up living in the same household, always together. So wherever you see Winky, you see Weenie. So for me to lose him, and then lose him at that time when I was, you know, trying to become a champion, a boxer, it was hard, you know, because he was always there with me. You know, no matter what, I always knew I had somebody to go somewhere with. No matter what, if I want to go play basketball, if I want to go to the movies, want to go to the boxing club, wherever I want to do, I had Weenie to go with me. So, you know, for me to lose him was real tragic, and at that age, it was just like, man, God, like I never see this person again. And that's a person you seen your whole life. Imagine you seen them your whole life, and now they gone. So you had to deal with that. You had to mentally, prepare yourself and focus what you wanted, and that's what I did. And I knew I had to be there for my grandparents, because that was the youngest kid, and then my grandfather, that was his only son, and it was hard for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. That was even a tragic for us, the kids
Hmm.
in the neighborhood,
Yeah,
hearing that. Absolutely.
yeah.
I heard that you dedicated your first fight to him. Was that true?
After the first fight, after he died, not I was already had a few fights, but the first fight after he died that I had, yeah, I
Mhm.
definitely dedicated to him. And it was just like I said, it was just that I realized that he gonna always be with me, he gonna protect me, and that's how I went into it.
So when we talk about mental health and talk about, how mental health has impacted you and impacted boxers, right?
Hmm.
Especially one of the questions, and I'll take a viewer question in a minute. One of the questions was, have you ever had concerns about um, being sustaining brain injuries from
Uh,
boxing, and especially impacting mental health?
not me. I pretty much had a good defense, and I tried not to let myself get injured in that capacity. You know, it can happen. People think Muhammad Ali got it from boxing, but he got Parkinson's. It's a lot of people with Parkinson's who don't box. So, but it is a lot of fighters that I think they got a lot of brain trauma from taking excessive punches to the head. And I'm just blessed and lucky that I'm not one of them.
Right, absolutely. And I'll read this article. It says, reported that a friend of a boxer, of Manuel Velasquez, was committed to a mental hospital because he was judged incompetent due to repeated blows to his head during the ring. So when I looked up, I was trying to find research, and it's actually in the thousands. 1876 boxers died between 1890 and 2019 as a direct result of an injury sustained from boxing. Was
Yeah.
that ever a concern for you or concern for your family?
No, no, we at that time, it like I said, it's what you do. It's not people got to realize boxing is not a game like basketball, football. That's a game. You can play that game, and it is this game. Boxing is not a game. It's not. You can't play boxing. You boxing or you ain't. What I'm
Mhm.
saying? You can play basketball, you can play football, but you don't play boxing. So, if I think that if you don't take boxing serious, yes, you can get hurt and get seriously hurt. And same thing with like UFC.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. And in 2012, you retired. Is that true?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was the time. Once I realized that my reaction and just my discipline and my heart wasn't in the game. It was time to go. I had fun. I didn't want to diminish my career. I wanted people to remember the Winky Wright that would go out there and give everybody whatever they wanted. You know what I'm saying? Not Winky Wright that couldn't get out the way or couldn't move the way he should have. So it was
Yeah.
time to go.
And it's interesting you said that you were starting to notice reaction times, things like that. So I worked for University of Memphis with athletes, and I found that oftentimes when athletes became injured and couldn't play anymore, especially like track or other things, they would become depressed, and it would really do something to them. How was that for you to um, retire before you were ready?
Yeah, no. Listen, I turned pro when I was 18 years old. So, you know what I'm saying? I I've been boxing professionally until I was like 41, 42. So, I was ready to stop. It was just that I was good at it and it was fun. It was fun. But when they took the funness out the game, when it became more of a business, when it became you see the bad side of boxing where you see how they treat fighters, and you see how some fighters weren't getting the money they supposed, or the publicity or things like that, then you lose the taste for it. So that's what I started losing the taste for boxing, started losing the love for it, and I knew it was time for me to get out of it, like you said, before I get hurt. And it's a life after boxing. Boxing was just a platform that allowed me to make a better life for me and my family, and travel the world and meet a lot of different people. But I'm more than just boxing. So when I stopped boxing, it was cool. I wasn't thinking about going back.
Right. Hmm. So with this platform, how have you experienced mental health?
Oh, I see it a lot. I see a lot of fighters that I know that I trained with, or was in the game the same time I was, and they're thought of mind, their speech patterns are slow or different. And a lot of them they know what they want to say but they can't say it, or it's just tough saying that. And I'm sorry for them. Like I said, I hope that everybody able to go in here and experience boxing and not get hurt, and have fun and enjoy the sport.
Yeah. Mhm. And yeah, when you're hit so many times in the frontal lobe of the brain, which is
Hmm.
mainly for speech,
Yeah,
I
that's
can
why
see.
the football players complaining about it right now. All the concussions, and they got helmets on. They clashing so many times, and now later on in life they starting to feel the repercussions of it.
Yeah. Even suicide. A lot of professionals have, committed suicide.
Oh yeah, I don't
Research.
I we never know what's on someone's mind. But myself, I just, like I said, I love life. I just love living life. I love experiencing everything that I experienced, and everything I went through. I wouldn't change. It's a learning experience.
Do you believe that mental health is experienced by everyone?
Well, it depends, like you said, on how you think of it. Everybody's going to go through some things. Life is not going to be perfect for anyone. No matter who you see out there, you going to see people with all the money in the world. They got things that they going through. You just don't know. Their problems that could be a lot bigger than your problems. You know what I'm saying? You got your own problems, and to you, your problems are the end of the world. But to someone else, it could be minor because they got bigger issues. It could be going through health issues. They can be going through murder issues. You know what I'm saying? Financial issues. So, people, we gotta just you know work on ourselves, and then, like I said, look at the man in the mirror. If you can fix that man in the mirror, then you can help someone else. But you got to start looking in the mirror and fix yourself first.
Yeah. And it's interesting you said that because it is, it's about coping. It's about what coping skills we have in place. You
Mhm.
some of us may have better coping skills than others have coping skills, and we develop coping skills over the years through experiences. Right? We go through struggles and we develop coping skills to deal with certain things of that sort. And it sounds like you've been able to deal with struggles.
Hey, it's life. You know what I'm saying? You can't give up, and you know what I'm saying. Like I said, I had my kids. I had my first child. I think I was 21. So, you know, I was gonna make sure I did whatever I do for my kids and my daughter, then my son, then my other son. So, I knew that you couldn't give up. You know what I'm saying? You want your kids to always look up to you. Say like, that's my dad. My dad did that. You know what I'm saying? And that was my thing. I always wanted to be their hero.
Being a celebrity, being seen as a celebrity, how does that weigh on you and your family?
It
How
don't. I
does
don't.
that
I really don't see myself as a celebrity. I see I'm known, and I appreciate people for you know giving me respect or giving me props for the things that I have done. And I look at it more like that. People just enjoy what I did in the boxing game, and they acknowledge it and they give me my props for it. So, and I like it like that. I keep it like that. I don't try to act like I'm better than nobody. I don't want anyone to feel like they need to treat me treat me different from anyone else. And it in St. Pete, you'll see that people will say, "Man, he cool. You will see me anyway. I'm just like everybody else. I roll around, do everything just like everybody else." And I just like that. I don't think I want to be that person where I need bodyguards where I go at, and cameras flashing all the time. That ain't for me. Some people like it. It just ain't for me. I enjoy being able to go to the movies with my girl, go, what I'm saying? We can just go downtown, walk around, eat dinner, stuff like that. That's a simple thing, you know what I'm saying? And I enjoy stuff like that.
Yeah. Does she get frustrated when people walk up to you? Do you have
Nah,
that?
nah, nah, nah. She cool with that. She know she cool with it. She know how it goes, and like I said, all it is just people seeing someone that they admire or want to say something to, and they do that, and I don't mind. It's cool.
I imagine it comes with a lot of responsibility, though. Being a public figure.
No, listen, your responsibility is to yourself and to your family. So if you whatever you do, if you go out and you want people to perceive you as who you are, you're gonna do what you do for yourself and do the right thing. That's me. I don't change. I don't do anything. I do what Winky like to do, and hopefully people enjoy it. People respect how I carry myself, and that's all I can ask. I don't, I don't need nobody approval. They don't need my approval. So I try to just, like I said, I want my kids to always look up to me. So that's why I never did anything to be in the news or the doing the crazy stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just not me. I just want my kids to be like, yeah, that's my dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let's talk about substance use.
Hmm.
I know you talked earlier about, drinking and smoking and things of that sort. How have you kept yourself from out of that limelight?
I just never did it. Like, once again, I never, growing up in DC, I seen my grandfather and some uncles and drinking and stuff like that. So I always knew they'd get drunk and want to and spitting up and just acting foolish and crazy.
Right, we used to walk to school seeing needles and stuff on the ground. Remember, we used to walk all the time.
Yeah, but I never, drugs was never a part. I would have never, But far as drinking, I just never wanted to do it, and it never smelled good. So I'm like, I don't see how people drink in the first place. So for myself, I just never wanted to drink, and then smoking, you know, I never wanted to do that either. One time, I think I can remember my mother. See, my mother always smoked, and I hated it. And we get in the car, and she got smoke, and I roll the window. It'd be freezing outside. I roll the window all the way down. I used to take her cigarette packs and throw them out the window. She didn't know. I hide them, and I just hated cigarettes. So that's for myself. I never drink or smoke. So just for myself. But like I tell people, you gotta do what's good for you. What makes you happy. And if drinking, smoking weed, whatever, if that makes you happy, then that's cool. I I have no problem with that because they got to live their life. I got a lot of friends that smoke weed, drink, and they just don't do it around me. They just like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and smoke. They drink around me, but then, like, if they gonna smoke weed, they just go over there. You know what I'm saying?
Um, Again, you fought many fights. Anyone particularly stand out to you that was like your best fight?
Well, it's a few of them, but like I said, I always gotta always give it up to Shane Mosley because without Shane giving me the fight to become undisputed champion, a lot of people might not still know me because you know the media, the mainstream media, wouldn't give me the opportunity to showcase my skills and by Shane fighting. What?
A lot of people know who you are when I put you out there.
Of course, I'm saying, yeah, they know who I am. But like I said before Shane Mosley, only the true boxing fans knew who I was.
Mhm.
Because they could see my name up in the ranks in the boxing books, but they truly didn't know who I was until I started getting on HBO and fighting. Then they say, okay, that's who that guy is. And then that's when the movement came. But Shane Mosley was a big part of that by giving me the opportunity to fight him for the undisputed championship, and it was up from there.
Yeah, I see Felix Trinidad.
And that was another guy, you know what I'm saying? Me and him was friends, and it was kind of hard to fight him because we was cool with each other. But he was a great power puncher, and a lot of people wanted to see his power against my defense because I had a great defense. So, you know, he just couldn't get through the defense, and I was lucky to win that night, and that's how it is.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I would imagine that would be kind of challenging fighting a friend.
Yeah, yeah. It's more like we wasn't friends as far as hanging out all the time. It was just we was friends. We was cool with each other. But I knew he was coming to win and I was coming to win. We both wanted to win, and we had to do whatever we had to do to win.
And what happens when you're done? You just go back to shaking hands, or
Oh yeah, after it's over, we shake hands, man. Good fight. Like, I see you later on. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
uh-huh. Yeah. Who are role models for you?
For me, I always like the Sugar Ray Leonard for his boxing, how quick he was, his movement. Marvin Hagler for his determination, his grit, his will to win, and just my grandparents, my grandmother first and foremost, because the love she showed, just being the sweetest lady to me ever. And everybody might think that about their grandparents, but I think my grandma was the greatest lady ever. So that's it.
Yeah. So, does any of your children want to follow in your footsteps?
Nope. I hope not. My grandson look like he might want to do, but I don't. I really don't want them to box. It's just it's a tough road, and you got to really have it in you to do that. Boxing is, like I said, it's not a game. You got to really want to do it, and you got to, you know, put yourself through a lot of things. So a lot of these fighters y'all see out here that made it, and that's doing that thing, you gotta give it up to them, because it's a long road. A lot of people see the easy part now where they making money, but you gotta look at the road coming up where they wasn't making money, where they had to do all the training, where they had to stay disciplined, and it's a rough road.
Yeah, I can imagine. What are you doing now? What projects do you have up and going now?
Right now, I do real estate. I started a company with some friends, and it's called Capital Construction and Engineering Firm in St. Petersburg, Florida. We build houses, apartment complexes, roads, bridges. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm also about to start me a little YouTube channel. So I got it's called one of them. It's gonna be two on one of them called KTFO, knock the F out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah. So we're gonna do that. And then
What is
I got
that about?
huh?
What's that about?
That's already. I got that. So we just waiting to somebody get knocked out to really put that platform out there. So
Awesome.
we doing that. Then I also want to do a Winky Wright channel. Just hanging out with me, with some of my friends. Like I said, I know a lot of different people, and I play a lot of golf, and just enjoying life. Ain't nothing crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's good. That's awesome. So that's going to be on YouTube.
yeah. I'm gonna do that on YouTube.
So we don't have to look out for that, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So any chances that you're going to go back into the ring?
Not none at all. Nah, well, look. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna do it like they say, like the mob said. If they make me an offer I can't refuse, then you might see me. But other than that, no, I don't have any interest in getting back in the ring. I enjoy what I did and enjoyed the time doing it. But now they make me an offer I can't refuse. Then you gonna see Winky Wright, you know, working out.
Uh-huh. Okay. Oh my gosh, this has been so awesome and such a great opportunity to talk to you and to talk about mental health. I think that we all um, uh, experience mental health issues either personally, such as yourself with weaning,
Hmm.
or vicariously through others. But it's about those coping skills that we have in place
Hmm.
to deal with struggles that we go through, and to be able to push forward through them. Like you
Yeah,
said, be able to push forward through the struggles that we go through, because we all have personal experiences that we go through.
that's right.
Like support systems, again, as we see that we all were support systems for each other when we were children.
Yeah,
Um,
we had a great neighborhood. I tell people all the time, man. I grew up. I had a great neighborhood. We lived on the corner, and we grew up with all our friends. We played there every day. We outside playing football, basketball, baseball, chase, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think I had a great
yeah,
upcoming.
and I don't see kids do that anymore these days. They're
Yeah,
all
you don't. They in the house on the computer,
yeah.
or they doing some crazy stuff. So it's different times. But like I said, I enjoyed my childhood, and I was able to be a child. My grandparents made sure I wasn't out here trying to be grown up when I'm just a kid. I was able to play, have fun. Make sure I go to school, do what I had to do, and enjoy life.
Yeah. Let me tell you, remember that time that we were out front and I don't know who this guy was. He was trying to teach me how to drive. All of us were out front remember you used to sit on your brick wall.
Uh-huh.
But remember I stepped on a brake of the car and the car went backwards and I got scared, jumped out the car, and it ran into Miss Waters' yard and tore down all the trees.
No,
And
you was bad. You was terrible. Golly.
all of us, you and Weenie, all y'all standing over there laughing at
I I remember I broke Miss Waters her rear view mirror playing baseball. We used to play baseball right then. I swung the bat and broke him. I'm like, oh no.
But the
Yeah.
next day, they came out, was trying to pick up all the trees and leaves out her yard. And Eric and Patches, he not on here, but Eric and Patches were laughing like crazy because they knew I had did it.
Yeah, you terrible.
Just hilarious.
You
No.
terrible.
But, I thank you. Let me tell you guys how much of a support system we were for each other and still are. My whole neighborhood, where we all grew up, came to my graduation when I graduated with my doctorate degree. Winky flew down from Florida, and it was just such an amazing turnout. And that's how support systems are. We are there for each other through it all. Even, through your boxing, we all still keep in touch. So, I just want to thank you guys for that, for always supporting me. Who would you have a better chances at winning a fight, Sugar Ray or Mayweather?
Oh man, I get that a lot. Both of them great fighters, man. I can't really say both of them got their great qualities about each other. I just think Ray was a beast, man. Ray was a beast when Ray was in his prime, man. Ray had power, speed, and that go get him. But Floyd just so smart. He just a technician in the ring that he dissect fighters and make them look crazy, and he always come out with wins. So I can't say it would have been a great fight though.
I have a question. So if you were to get back in the ring, who would be your
only person I would get back in the ring for? Is Oscar De La Hoya. I think we gotta, like I said, they gotta make me an offer I can't refuse. Other than that, I'm not going back to no boxing.
Winky, you have any final words of encouragement surrounding?
I just want to say thank everybody for always supporting me, man. Always being behind me. You know what I'm saying? Life got challenges. We all got our own issues, and all we can do is just fight through it and try to be the best us that we can be, because nobody can be a better you than you. So enjoy life, man. Be careful out there and have fun.
That's excellently said, and you're right. Life is full of challenges. I think we're gonna go through challenges as long as we're here, but the goal is, guys, to figure out coping skills to get through challenges.
All right, my girl. No problem.
All right, peace and blessings. Until next time, Dr. Rogers again. Take care.